What's been your most memorable day of shooting so far?
In series 3, we had a big fight scene with a flaming sword, and that took 3 days, two and a half days. And it was great. We had a lot of fun, but it was really hard as well. There was a big roaring fire going, and the week before we'd been exterior the whole week, and it'd been raining, and we were like, oh, I can't wait to get into the paint hall. Got into the paint hall, and it was absolutely boiling, and we were like, oh, I'd much rather be outside. It was so hot, and they had to fight as well, and they had all their big armor on as well, and it kind of was just, but we did have a lot of fun, but it was just a really trying day and very memorable. And just so impressive as well. It's kind of like a fight scene that I'm not actually fighting. I was just sort of watching, which was cool. And it was great, and it looks fantastic too. And I just remember being like, wow. And it's so hot as well. Like the sword comes past you, and it's like,
Right.
It would be so difficult to fight with a flaming sword, I think. But it was actually flaming as well, which is cool that they didn't CG that. It was genuinely on fire. So that was cool to kind of actually see that.
That's incredible, definitely. I mean, are there any other moments that you think, oh, wow, if fans knew the behind the scenes of Game of Thrones, what would they find surprising, do you think?
The beheading, I think, for a lot of it, it was just a guy really slowly raising a sword and then lowering a sword and then going, cut, and that was kind of it for a lot of it. Then they came closer and I don't even know how they did it. It was kind of fake head, not fake head, Sean, fake body, head, blood, done. It was, it was kind of strange. And I think it wasn't like, cause I was kind of like, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. And then it was just like, oh, we'll put the fake head in now. Okay, we'll take that out and we'll put blood here and okay, we're done. I was like, oh, okay, I thought someone was going to actually get their head cut off or something really cool. Someone's going to have like blood. But it was just, I think people would be like, oh, that was not what I expected at all.
And now, what do you do when you because you have a lot of emotional scenes as Arya, don't you? You can go to some quite dark places. How do you chill out? How do you shake all that off at the end of a shoot?
Sometimes if it's a really emotional scene, it's kind of hard to get back sometimes, and they call cut and you're a bit like, because you've just really made yourself upset. And I think just to chill out, really, you go back to the hotel and either have room service, so you can just sit in your bed with your pajamas on, or in between takes and stuff, I just make jokes with the other cast, and people come around and cheer you up. And usually when it's really intense, someone will just say something and everyone will laugh, and they'll be like, oh, okay, bring it back up again, because everyone's kind of silent and it's like, oh. Everyone's a bit sad. Someone brings it back up again, which is nice. And sometimes it's hard to go from like a really upbeat scene to a really sad scene, because you're still like, and then they're like, okay, right, we're gonna go on to this, and you're like, I'm not quite there yet and not quite ready. And so it's kind of a bit up and down on set, but I really enjoy it. It's kind of different to anything else I've ever done, obviously, but it's a mad world, really.
You mentioned jokes there on set. Who's the biggest prankster, or who's the biggest joker on set?
Ben Hawkey. He constantly imitates other people, and it's not just their accent, it's like a complete impression of someone and their mannerisms and everything. And he's like, see that guy over there? And then just starts doing it, and I'm like, how do you even do that? It's mad. And does impressions of people, and before we roll, there's someone who everyone's saying quiet please, and there's like a little repetition of things that people call out, and Ben's just there in the corner saying the same things. I'm like, Ben, stop it, we're supposed to be going, and I'm supposed to be angry with you, and you're making me laugh. And that scene in episode 1 where we're both walking through the woods, all three of us are walking through the woods. It was just chuckling when it was on the wide shot. He's just, constantly making jokes and things. And Joe also kind of, eggs him on, which is, it's really hard. They're like, and action. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to stop laughing and take this seriously. And I'm like, God, pull it together, Maisie. But it is great fun.
Now, you mentioned obviously Ben Hawkey plays Hot Pie. What was his wolf bread like?
It was really dry. They made loads of doubles of it. There was like 60 wolf bread things on this table, and they had a couple of different editions of it. So, you know, and they wanted to pick the one that looked the most ridiculous. And I thought that one was hilarious, especially because she's like, oh yeah, that's the tail. And it was like massive, this big clump on the end of the bread. So I was like, yeah, that one's perfect. But yeah, it was kind of, they've got to make it look like, you know, you've got to make it look good, even if it doesn't taste great, because, you know, people aren't going to taste it from their sofa at home. So they've got to make it look good, and then sometimes it's like, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have taste division for that then.
Yeah, definitely.
How many times did you have to do that?
I think only about 4 or 5 times. Yeah, and in the beginning, you know, I always get a bit excited when there's an eating scene because I really love food, and I'm like, I have it the first time, I'm like, yeah, that's really overrated. I'm not crazy about this wolf bread, so yeah.
Bring me something to wash it down or spit it out with.
Yeah, sometimes it's like you kind of have it in your mouth at the end of the take, and everyone's like, you okay? And I'm like, and they're like, oh, we'll get you a tissue. I'm like, thanks.
Now, Maisie, what's it meant to you to be part of Game of Thrones?
I think when it all started, I didn't expect it to get as big as it has, and you know, I now really feel a part of it. And I was there since the pilot episode that we filmed, and you know, it's slowly got bigger and bigger and bigger. I've always wanted to perform, and I finally got my foot in the door, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. That sounds really cheesy, but I am.
Yeah, we're excited for you, and we're so glad you got the foot in the door. I'm sure it'll be wide open in future. What would you like to say to the fans out there who are watching this interview, Maisie?
Thanks for watching. It's kind of nice to show Maisie as well sometimes, because everyone's used to seeing me playing Arya. It's nice to just, you know, show you what I'm like. And yeah, I'm not quite as grumpy as Arya. I'm quite, you know, lighthearted. But yeah, thanks for watching the show, and it wouldn't be quite the way it is without you guys. So yeah, thanks for that.
Maisie, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. We've enjoyed meeting Maisie Williams behind Arya Stark. Thank you.
Thank you very much.